Well, it was fun seeing Jebster, but after God told us that we have to leave and found us, not much we can do about that.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. He did seem a bit embarrassed when he walked in his lamb fursuit.
Yeah, pretty good fursuit though, I will say. Yeah, anyways, welcome to Kitkast. Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of Kitkast. I'm your host, Kitkat, with co-host Smam, and unfortunately Jester, still taken by God. I guess he has some more things to learn, technically, but breaking law for a second. This is actually the second time we've had to record this episode, which is not fun. And I think it's an interesting story, talking about how big of a shit show the first one was. The first attempt was.
I think that I think there is valid reason to why it was such a shit show, but
yeah, that one did not. Right.
Yeah.
So we decided a little while ago that we wanted to switch up the days which we record. So essentially, until now, we've pretty much consistently recorded every Sunday. We haven't strayed much from that. I think there's only been a couple of instances where we've done it on like a Friday or Saturday, but never anything more than that, I don't think. So we decided we want to switch it up more, because the thing is I have to record these episodes, then edit them on Sunday, which is actually a pretty busy day for me. So I think that was the reason why I want to switch it up as well, was because I thought that would be adding to the reason why I haven't been able to improve much in the podcast, because I don't actually get much time to edit them. I sort of just have to throw them up and do it as quickly as possible to make sure they get out on time. To be fair, I could take probably a little bit more time, but I couldn't do anything crazy with it. I can't like go through the video and fact check everything we say. I don't have that much time, which is something that I do want to have for these episodes. So we decided that we were gonna, what day was it? Wednesday?
Wednesday. Oh yeah, we decided for this week we'll do Wednesday.
It was actually Jester who wanted to record Wednesday because he literally had no other time. And I don't know how you become so busy. Like, this isn't a slight against Jester. I'm just saying, Fro was so busy. He was only available.
He has work. To be fair, he did say that this week he did have work.
At 9 o'clock on Wednesday. He's a very busy man, apparently. So we had to record 9 o'clock Wednesday. And that's what we decided. Unfortunately, we missed. So first thing that went wrong was we missed it. So me and Sam woke up late because
I woke up 15 minutes late. So at 9:15. You were like an hour late, all right.
What do you mean? What are you on? I was 20 minutes late. What the fuck? Where did that come from? Where did that come from? You were like an hour late.
I
joined the call 20 minutes, like at 20 minutes, bro. What the fuck? Where did that come from?
No, you were ages. You took ages, dude.
It took me, okay, I'll give you this. It took me ages to get ready. It took me ages to for us to actually start, but I was not in the call 1 hour late. What the fuck? I was not in the call at 10. I did not join the call at 10, bro.
Oh, just said the wrong thing. Oh, my die as well. No, 9:30. Also, whoops.
Okay, well, then I joined at 9:30. Not an hour
exactly,
late.
Not 20 minutes.
Yeah, but also not an hour. It's closer to my estimate than yours, bro. What the fuck?
No, 33 minutes is close to, you can round it up to an hour.
I'm just dying. I was like, dude, you were like, okay. So either way, I was late. We were both late. We were both late. And so that was bad because Jester did have to. We were going to start recording at 9. Okay, I originally thought that it was going to be we were just in the call at 9. I didn't think we were actually going to start at 9. But I guess Jester thought we were going to start at 9.
When have we done that, though?
We've been doing it somewhat recently with like what we just did with the skit. Like, we didn't actually start when I said that we were going to start. We did extra stuff to make sure.
I mean, that's why I joined 15 minutes earlier, before the time. Like, I was here at 11:45.
Okay. We do got to sort that out. We probably shouldn't be doing admin stuff on the podcast, but we'll figure that out later.
It explains. It gives lore.
It gives lore. So we were late, which already set it off badly. And since me and Sam had to wake up to the podcast, it meant that neither of us had eaten, and we were also still groggy or tired, or like you wake up, you're fucked up a little bit. That's what we were. So you can imagine when you've got three slightly annoyed, tired, and hungry people on a podcast doesn't really end well for the conversations. So originally it was going off fine. It was like whatever. I was trying to get the skit done, but it just couldn't get done. I was trying so hard. I was crying. I was sitting there. I was like, "Can we do the skit? Can we do the skit? Can I?" And then, dude, it was so funny when I was like, "Okay, Jester, all you have to do is walk around the corner and come into the room."
Oh my god, yeah. And then he's just, you're like, go, and then he just does nothing, and it's just silence for like 6 seconds. And he's like, huh?
So the way the skits work are, it's just me. I mean, obviously these guys help with, but I'm doing, it's my project. I need to get better at allowing you guys to help sometimes, but I do have a very big issue, and I've had this issue for a long time, of me feeling like I need to do everything myself when it comes to shit like this. So for the most part, it's by myself right now, but I do need to fix it before I get to Japan, because I want to be able to let you let loose, go wild on like some of the episodes that you are in, like the Wakey weekend one. If I'm constantly choreographing you, it's going to be very difficult for you to make jokes.
Yeah.
So I pretty much choreograph those. So I'll just be like, all right, you go over there, you go do that. I say this. I mean, you came up with your line for them. You came up. We like workshopped your line together for what we just did over there. But yeah, essentially, you know, it's still a team effort and stuff. But I was like, Jester, all you have to do is, so we were in a room and it has a door at the back, and then there's a couple doors and corridors and stuff. So I just wanted to hide behind the door and walk around, because the idea was, you're gonna appear, you're gonna be like, you came with us back to Earth, because we were on a spaceship. He came with us back to Earth because he came back. But he was just sitting around there, and I was like, all right, Jester, go. And we sat there for like 5 seconds and nothing happened.
Yeah.
He was like, I thought you were gonna give me a cue, and I was like, what does go mean?
Yeah, you did.
What does go mean? That was just that. You kind of have to be there. I'm not describing it very well, but it was funny. Half funny, and it half killed me. I was like, bruh. I don't think Jebstacks had taken his meds yet.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's another thing. He was playing Project Zomboid and something else for like the hour that it took us to actually get ready. And during that time, he didn't eat, he didn't take his meds, he didn't do anything. Because what I forgot what he was playing at first, but then and he was playing that, and he's like, oh, you know, like I get like really like into it. I'm like, okay, but what about when you stop playing that game to then play Project Zomboid? He's like, and he just didn't have an excuse for that. So I don't know. You know, I feel like he could have been more proactive there.
No flame.
I mean, listen, I woke up and took my
everyone.
meds. All right.
Everyone
in
was
the 5 minutes I took to get ready.
Yeah. And by the way, we need to clarify this. We're not. I feel like there's a bad connotation with meds because of the media. When someone says take your meds, it always comes. You know, you think of the scenes of characters being like.
My meds are so that I don't go blind from the chicken pox I had like 2 weeks ago. Okay, my eyesight has improved a lot as well.
You got fucking chicken pox on his eyes, and he's also had eye problems for ages. So...
Yeah, but the eye lubricant and the antiviral can actually just help to restore it now. And since I'm on holidays, I'm not having so much work.
And Jebstacks, I believe he takes Benadryl. Is that the?
I don't know.
Whatever the ADHD medicine is that people take. I believe he has a normal to high dose, if I remember correctly. Although I feel like he's the type of person to say that he has a normal to high dose without. Point is, when we say that he wants to take his meds, we're not like evil. We're not forcing him to take his happy pills or whatever. Like his fucking. Well, no, it's normal pills. That's right, the fucking normal pills.
Normal pills.
We're not making him take his normal pills. He is the one who takes his meds. We're just reminding him. So. Yeah, it was pain to get the skit working. Then when we actually did it, we got into the conversation of games that I'd played, because I played 2 new games, and I'm going to talk about one of them this podcast. So I played 2 new games. One of them was Zen Zoneless ZZZ, whatever the fuck. Zen Zoneless Zero.
Zenless Zone Zero.
Zen. I played that game, which I talked with Sam about, and then I switched over to Jebstacks, and I talked about Friends versus Friends, which is like a card shooter, sort of just an arcade shooter, really. And I think the game is fine, but I have problems with it. But Jebster took big offense to the fact that I had some issues with the balancing of the game and the cards, and my opinion of the RNG of the game. And he defended the game. I was trying to explain the game. Sam hopped onto my side, and we started having I mean, from my perspective, it wasn't a genuine argument because we sort of had these talks.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I mean, I'm not. Also, another thing is, I'm not like I do think the game is like it looks fun, but I'm not getting it for other reasons other than the balancing. Because I don't think it's a game that is gonna like it's just gonna I'm gonna buy it for the three. I mean, the Steam sales are over anyways, but I'm gonna buy it for $3, play it for like a week or two, and then never touch it again for like the rest of my life, which I just don't want. I already have like 11 games I just haven't done that with, haven't touched.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, and eventually got to a point where Jepster was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to leave the podcast for today. And so he left.
And then he plays Friends vs. Friends.
Yeah, and then he launched. I was like, well, and that kind of just derailed the podcast. And then we spent the rest. We did have some good conversations on our part, but Sam's audio was bugged.
Oh yeah.
So that it's so funny. We had like a bad conversation, and then we got off the podcast, and then we talked for like another hour or two.
Dude,
and
the thing about that conversation that we had afterward, I then yesterday had the exact same conversation with my dad. Which I don't know, like I don't know how, like, I don't know why the stars just aligned and just had the same conversation twice in one week.
Wait, he has my viewpoints?
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, well, I guess all three of us share the same viewpoint. I mean, I did talk to him about like, moving to like somewhere like China, and then he just said like, oh, you know, last time I was there, just 12 years ago, he was harassed by locals, basically saying like, oh, can you speak English to my son? You know, presumably just to like help him like learn English and stuff. Which, I mean, it's fine, but you know, you can also just say no and just continue to walk away and ignore them. But it is still, I would, if they continue to berate him, then obviously that is still harassment. But yeah, I don't think it's really anything to worry about.
Yeah. So it's so sad. We could have just recorded that, and then that would have been a podcast. But I think what made that conversation work was the fact that it wasn't a podcast. So I don't know. I was happy with that conversation. That was a good. We're talking about politics and the world and shit. You know, we're very high key characters. We're very smart, very intelligent about all of that. That was actually a terrible day for me. That day did not start or end well. I was having I don't eat dinner with my family because leading into the self-diagnosis, I'm not going to self-diagnose myself, but I think it's common knowledge for the Kitkast fans at this point that I most definitely have some sort of mental disorder. But leading into that, I've always had issues with certain noises and feelings and shit, and one of them is people biting their forks, which my brother does a lot of. He's always be biting his fork. So the moment that I used to be like, can he not do that? This is uncomfortable. And my mom was like, you can just not eat with us if you want, if it's that annoying. And I was like, yes, now I can watch videos. So, but this time my parents were like, we're gonna go to fucking Bali for 2 weeks. Do you want to eat dinner with us maybe? And I was like, okay, you know what? I will eat dinner with my family, because having dinner with your family, enjoying your time, is more important than simple small issues that can be overcome just this time. So I was like, you know what? As long as everything goes fine, I'll stay here with everyone, and I'll be good. And the moment I think that, my dad pulls up a plate, opens it up like a serving tray, and it's a severed pig head. It's a severed pig's head. Just.
Yummy.
Now I'm not gonna like act like I'm some sort of vegan, you know, moral animal guy, but I sort of go by the rules of like, I'm fine with farming. I'm not like the type of person who hates who like, oh, how can they kill all these cute piglets and then goes and eats a pork sandwich. Like, I'm fine with the idea that we farm and kill as long as it's humane. But this is not humane. No one's gonna eat the fucking pig's head. No one's gonna chop off the snout and eat it like a funny little snack.
Dude, that's like, it's like South Africa, like it's like you eat like monkey brains and stuff like that. It's so fucking rancid. I hated it so much, but yeah, I don't. It's not nice.
My issue with him bringing out the pig's head is that no one wants to fucking eat that. That's not gonna be something that like Yeah, like this is inhumane because we don't plan on actually using the material. It's supposed to be like a funny joke or something. And
It's like a
literally
decoration almost.
at that moment, yeah, it's making fun of the fact that pig had to die for us to eat. I don't know. It's not my mojo, not my thing. So I immediately just got up and left because the problem is it's not just the fact that he brought it out, but that he's not just gonna like, my dad's not the type of person who's gonna be like, funny joke, and then put it away and then realize what's going on. He would probably spend the next 10 minutes trying to fight for it to stay on the table and, try and be like, no, it's fine, it's fine. Yeah. And it's like, I really don't want to have to go through that. I'm not doing that. I know my family, and I know this shit is gonna be fucking like. My mom wouldn't like it either, and she didn't like it, and I felt really bad because I thought it was fine. I thought it was just a simple like everyone would probably be like, no, they'd talk about it for a little bit and then he'd get rid of it. But when I came out, he looked really sad, and it seems like he'd gotten really upset that I'd gotten offended, that mom had gotten offended. So I felt bad about that. It is still his fault, but he put in the effort to make it. It's the thing is, right, is there's no malice behind it. That's what makes me sad. Is my dad he just made a bad joke. I
also made it that it's extra cost as well, just to get just a pig head.
Yeah, so it's like, it's like rip, but also not rip, but also, I just felt bad. And then we went to the shops, bought some food. But yeah, that was just a shit day. And then my parents left, and I was like, I cry. But on that note of politics, I'd like to discuss with you. I have made revelations about politics in the last couple of days that have flipped my worldview. I believe before now I considered myself a pretty big libertarian. I don't know. I've always sort of gone by, that Jeremy clip. Where's that Jeremy clip where he's like, as long as you're the happiest you can be, I'm accepting of that. I sort of went by that. Obviously, that there's always, I feel like whenever anyone makes any argument of politics, you always have to go, yeah, but what if a Nazi did it? And that's because it's kind of like, but what if a Nazi was happiest being a Nazi? Because then that's always how I sort shit out of my brain. But I've been doing some research into PewDiePie. I already discussed this with you. That's how I think the conversation started.
Oh yeah.
I ranted because I was watching a YouTuber who is liberal. It's the alt-right playbook guy. He explains like how the alt-right works, how it is that they bring people in, yada yada yada. And I thought that, like, honestly, his videos were really good, but at some point he made a comparison where he was talking about the pipeline, which is and then he used PewDiePie as an example, but not in a way where he was like, this is visible when PewDiePie did these things. He did it in a very silent like manner where he just showed the images. He didn't explain, he didn't even mention PewDiePie. It was just showing PewDiePie, which is very telling that he believes this and he thinks that it's like common knowledge, or like, I don't know, it felt sort of schemy. And then he was like, and if you haven't seen the PewDiePie pipeline, it's a great video. And I was like, oh, it's another one of his videos. I think I'd like to hear him explain this. But it was someone else's video, and it was really annoying because it just it kind of showcased that like PewDiePie kind of got shafted during that whole time, in my opinion, after like reading up on all the facts. So essentially there were three main issues that came up around what PewDiePie did. So the first one was when he did the death to all Jews sign, which no one's going to say isn't bad. Like, that's not a good joke. That's very edgy. That's too edgy, in my opinion, especially for YouTube. But the way the media blew it up made it seem like he was a fucking neo-Nazi, which he's not. PewDiePie's not a Nazi. And so it went, the problem is that it wasn't, the conversation wasn't about whether or not what he did was a stupid joke and shouldn't be okay on YouTube. It was, is PewDiePie a Nazi? And is this proof of that? So yeah. Second thing was when he said the N-word on the bridge incident. That one's inexcusable. But again, the issue comes from the fact that people were, there's a much bigger case there to say that he's racist, because you shouldn't really just be using that word casually. Like, even like, he's not really using it casually, but he still shouldn't be using it in any context.
I think his apology video for that was actually quite good. Because he basically was just like, you hear other people say it, and then because of human nature, start like slang, like almost like slang comes out of your lingo, and he's just sort of upset that he, after hearing other people say it, he said it himself, and he's just upset at himself that he did do that. So
Mm,
I think it's good that he took responsibility and didn't like make an excuse saying, oh, it was just this. Like, he said like, no, it's like I did it.
yeah,
It was a mistake. Like
I will
it's
improve.
not. Yeah, well, I don't even know if he said that. He just said like it was a mistake.
Mm. So, yeah, like he apologized for it, inexcusable, but he can still make up for it and he can still get better. So that's what's important there. But again, media shifted so that it was a completely different conversation than what it should have been. I don't know, or it's just unjustified. And then the third thing was the fact that he had a shirt that had a symbol on it, which was similar to the Iron Cross, but was not the Iron Cross. And people were, again, the conversation should have been about how he's kind of a fucking idiot for wearing something that even resembles any sort of images of the Nazis while he's trying to discuss how he isn't a Nazi. It's like he's a fucking idiot for doing that. But people were like, no, 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 he's dog whistling. He's trying to silently convey to his followers that he is still a Nazi and that they should keep following him for his Nazi rhetoric. Like, oh my fucking god. And it never really occurred to me that I thought these were just idiots, but these are essentially the leftist. Man, I hate using fucking political terminology. That should, oh, it sounds so
Yeah.
fucking cringe, bro. Oh my god.
Like
Okay.
yeah, like extreme like left wing.
Yeah. It's
Like
the
I mean,
alt-right
yeah, I mean,
of the left. It's people
yeah. I mean,
who
we sort
are,
of
yeah.
we almost had that conversation as well after the podcast on Wednesday as well, with how some people get to a point where they're so like like pro LGBT that they become anti, or like they
Yeah.
become like heterophobic and stuff.
Mm,
Like they become so engrossed in their own belief that they then start to go it like loops back around.
yeah. So after doing a bit more, like it never occurred to me that these people were essentially, yeah, they were just like idiots, like the alt left. I don't know. I don't think that's a term, but like pro super left, whatever. I just kind of thought these were idiots, but it only clicked recently, and I'm like, now I'm looking at everything in a different light, and I sort of realized I'm not gonna say that I'm a rightist. Please, I'm not even gonna say that I'm kind of right. No, 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 no. I'm saying I'm just done with politics, man. I can't do this shit anymore. Like, I was
Yeah.
trying to sort of, obviously I've never gone to a rally before and I've never done any of that shit, but that's sort of for different reasons, because oftentimes protests can be very good, but they can also be very dangerous. They can also just end in a screaming match or like a literal fight, and deaths can happen, which I don't want to be a
Yeah.
part of, because that's like not productive in any way, shape, or form. Like that shows the brutality on both sides. And that's also like, it's like, when looking at both sides, we have the side of uber racists and people who are willing to attack and bigot and, bigots not, I don't even discriminate. And then we have the side who are like too sensitive. And I again, these are points that the right makes. So they've kind of lost a lot of their flair. When you say that the left is too sensitive, they're like, oh, you're just following the right. He's calling us a snowflake, guys. He's an idiot. I'm not calling you a snowflake. I'm saying that I think there are valid points to stuff that the right says. The problem is that again, they have blown it out of proportion and are arguing the wrong thing. But just in general, being like, they're willing to cancel PewDiePie and still believe that he's a racist after all this time. It's crazy to me, because the amount of times he's been like, I'm not a white supremacist. Like, he's just said it. He's like how many times does the man have to say that he's not a white supremacist till you believe that he's not a white supremacist? It's crazy. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, I think at the end of the day, I think I called it a clown fiesta in my diary, because it really just does feel like a big group of circus acts on both sides. And I still think that the right is generally worse than the left, because who's worse, the side that are like kind of idiots and are making mountains out of molehills, or the side who are actively hurting and killing people? Like, yeah, obviously the side that's killing people is worse, but I mean, it's the issue of politics. It's choosing between the best of two evils, which in itself is sort of because people have voted, it's like, what's worse? People are trying to decide what's worse than not voting between two evils if you don't vote at all, because then the worse evil could win. So it's like, I don't know. I think I'm not gonna vote, because I can't even be bothered getting into the charade, joining the circus.
Yeah, I mean, till the I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like it's just sort of like, you know, it happens. Other people can choose to believe what they want, you know, as
Yeah.
long as they're not affecting me, that's fine. Like it's sort of like, I mean, this can in certain contexts come off wrong, but like it doesn't exist until it affects me. Obviously, you know, if you say that for like COVID or something, like no, you know, I very much still did get
Mm.
vaccinated before I got COVID or anyone else got COVID that I knew. But like, you know, I'm not, yeah.
Mm. I'm out of the race, man. Y'all have not put up a good propaganda for yourselves. Y'all don't know how to do
Yeah.
marketing.
Marketing.
Y'all don't know how to market yourselves, right? Man, these guys suck at marketing. Someone got to give these liberals a marketing class. No, it is kind of sad because it's just like the left side is like objectively the right side. I feel like we can kind of agree that the side that isn't
Well,
trying to discriminate is the
yeah,
better
no,
side,
I do agree
right?
with that, but there's sort of like a not like a loophole, but like when we say objectively right, that's based off of morals, which is a subjective thing, which
Mm.
there isn't like one true morally right thing because it's just sort of like what the majority thinks is morally right,
Yeah. Okay, well,
which
I
then
guess.
becomes objective. Like it's just confusing and it's just awful and it's just, you know, big
Yeah.
fucking society fuck up,
Societally,
which we can't do anything about.
somewhat objectively, I guess what I'm trying to say is if the left played their cards right, they would have very easily been able to dispatch the right by just being calm, getting into office and understanding what it is the right are doing, communicating that in a very simple way. And like I think literally like the alt left are probably fuck off. No, the super far left are probably what's kind of making it worse, because I don't know, it really annoys me to see people fighting in protests, and I kind of touched on this literally just a couple seconds ago, but like it's kind of like you're not really getting anything done, you're not really showing anything about your cause, and you're kind of going against your own teachings by getting into fist fights with the other side and like yelling at them and like trying to convince them through like loud noises and shit, when you know, the right are like people who felt emasculated and felt like all their rights were being taken away, even though they weren't. They were just, I mean, technically yes, but not really. It's not really their rights to be better than everyone else and get given better treatment than everyone else. But so they went to the side that were telling them, you know, fairy tales and shit that made them feel better about themselves. That's why Andrew Tate is so popular, because he's a big, strong man with lots of guns and shit, telling these people who feel like they've lost everything in their lives, that they can get it all back, and it's these guys' fault, and he can teach them how to do it. They just got to pay him some money, a small amount of money for the millions that they'll make in the future. But so yeah, but then the left side is trying to get to them. So essentially they get into the right by their feelings, and then the left are trying to convince them with facts, even though that's not really what this is about. It's it's again big, complicated, stupid, dumb, idiot stuff that feels like if you got a whole load of rats and put them in a big maze, and then you somehow try to convince them the right way to go. It's very difficult to convince a rat which way it should go in the maze. You just kind of have to hope that it gets to the end itself. That's a good metaphor,
Well,
right?
I think well, no, I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure rats, like, instinctively, like, have, like, a very good, like, maze solving capability. Like,
All right.
I think that's biologically, like, part of their biology.
What's
Yeah, I mean,
a baby
biologically part of
alligator?
their biology.
Put a baby alligator into a maze. That's like politics. That's a better example, right? It's a
Yeah,
better metaphor.
probably. I don't know.
Try and convince the baby alligator which way to go, and it'll bite off
We
your
could just say,
fingers.
like, a toddler or something. I don't know.
Toddlers are a little
A
bit smarter than
newborn
most political
who just
people.
learned, well, like a toddler or like a newborn who just learned how to crawl or something. I don't know.
At least they know when to not say anything. Sometimes. At least when they scream and cry in the mall, no one can really blame them. Yeah. Both sides stupido. Big funny disaster movie in real life. I don't know. I always think of that quote on Twitter. I think someone was like, real life is we're like in an apocalypse right now, or like we're in a what's the term of like dystopia. He was like, we're in a dystopia right now. It's just way more boring than it should be, or something. Or like, this is the most boring disaster movie of all time.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
kind of agree
there's a
with
lot
it.
of stuff. Like, I mean, if you go, listen, if you go on like us as like anti-work and stuff, that's sort of like all they talk about is just sort of like, there are stuff that is very unfair and unjust that you would see in a dystopia, like, you know, piece of media, but it's just in real life, and not many people just sort of accept that,
Yeah.
as like fact. Like they're like, yeah, this is normal when I mean, it's I mean, this is not quite the same thing, but I think that people like fearmonger like North Korea a bit. They go like, oh, they're doing nuclear
Yeah.
tests and stuff, but it's like the US has done thousands, if not tens of thousands of these kinds of tests, anyways. But
Like,
I think the only thing is that North Korea is doing them recently rather than 5 years ago or whenever the last US one was done.
see that boy video, the one where they went to North Korea for a haircut, where they put it really well. Sensationalization in the media. It's like this. What they were like? No. It's not prisons. It's death camps, or or it's what's no. It's not a
Yeah,
military. It's a death soldiers, or something, or like it's
yeah, they use a lot of like Lexus to sort of
mm,
make stuff sound a lot worse than what it actually is.
well, yeah. It is kind of annoying how little integrity there is in the media nowadays, for the most part. But it makes sense. It's just popular, or like it's just vote by
Yeah, but they gotta
popularity.
make money. They gotta have people, click onto their or
I mean,
search through their channel.
ideally, if there was, you know, journalistic integrity in the most popular stuff, everyone would be being would have integrity, so it would still technically be an even playing field. The problem is, once one person starts doing clickbait articles, then the next person kind of has to do it, and then another person has to do it, and then they all start doing it.
Yeah.
It's an inevitability, but it's just how it is, and it's a shame because it means that we've got articles like the one that was fucking over PewDiePie by the Wall Street Journal, which got so many facts wrong and was cherry picking, biased, which I know is buzzwords nowadays on the internet. He's cherry picking and biased. I'm done. Bye bye. I win. Bye bye. But there are still terms that can be used in contexts that work. I hate to bring this back to PewDiePie, but I've been doing my research into it, and it annoys me how terrible it came out. I mean, in the end, I think I was thinking about it last night, and I think the best way to put it is, when we look at where PewDiePie is today, he's got a family, he lives in Japan, he makes vlogs every day, and it seems like the internet loves him, especially with how they treated him on Twitter after he did the drawing episodes, where they just loved him. And like,
Oh, he adopted a new dog as well.
yeah. And then like, how do people see the left from this? Well, people like me are more apprehensive to trust them, join them, and respect them after how they treated him. So we can see how it ended out. Who was the real loser in this? It was the people trying to blame him, because they're really the only ones in the situation who really lost. Oh my god. Oh, my throat hurts. I mean, PewDiePie
Really?
still got still a lot bad happened to PewDiePie. What the fuck is going on with my throat? I got like a sharp pain in my throat. I think I've been talking too much. I think I've been sucking too much dick.
Yeah. Need to lay off.
I need to lay off the dick sucking.
Yeah, have a break for like a week.
Yeah, I've been
Always
sucking too
helps
much.
me.
Been sucking PewDiePie's dick. I've been watching the old Pew Newses, because I watched one and then another one came I recommended. I was like, these are kind of funny. It was really interesting to look at what used to be news. Do you remember when KSI and Deji had a fight? When they were fighting online? I didn't.
Very vaguely, yes. But I
I-
wasn't really into that.
it's so
back then.
funny watching old drama. It's so funny. It's like,
Yeah, 'cause
and the-
internet drama is just fucking.
Yeah.
It's just shit.
Deji's like, you slept with a girl that I knew. Here's the receipts. Here are the text messages. And I'm just looking at this in the year 2024. This was 5 years ago. I'm like, wow, this did not matter. This did not
No,
fucking
yeah,
matter.
it doesn't. No.
Who gives a shit? This was not a big deal. It's just crazy. And getting reminded of all the old stuff that used to happen. It's just funny. It's cool. Did you know that PewDiePie called out BetterHelp like 5 or 6 years ago? I thought that was a recent thing.
I think it was only recently that they did start a sponsor, or they became big enough to sponsor bigger people. But yeah, I mean they haven't been the greatest for ages.
Yeah. And then I was watching a part where apparently there was proof that the more popular you are, if you come from mainstream media, you have a high chance of getting on trending, like just based on how many views you get. And the guy who was proving it was CoffeeZilla, and I was like, wait, that's CoffeeZilla. What's he doing here? And he was called Coffee Break at the time. It's just cool because it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm like a deity. You know, I can see shit from the future. I'm like a future teller. You know,
Yeah.
I'm like a future teller.
Yeah, you get the fucking chronomancy stat all the way up.
Yeah, dude. I know what's about to happen. Watch this. I'm about to whip a nene. Huh?
Oh shit! No
See what I just did there?
way.
I can tell the
Oh,
future.
did you guys just see that? No way.
You guys just see that?
I can't believe my eyes.
Tell me, am I wrong? No, factually incorrect. Factually speaking, I was correct when I said that. Yeah. And I realized I have to kind of re-go over everything. I'm just the only one talking here. Do you have anything to say, Sam? Do you have anything? Now I got an eyelash in my eye. Do you have any interesting things to say?
Do I? Oh yeah. I mean, I guess so. I was driving on the motorway yesterday, and then I guess I already told you, but I saw the Asuka Itasha again on the motorway in the wild,
For those who
which
don't
was
know, Asuka is a character from fucking Neon
Evangelion.
Evangelion.
You should watch it, by the way. I don't know if I've asked you that before.
I will watch it at some point. It's on my list. You know, the list.
Yeah, yeah, dude. My list is like 100 and something, like 150.
And Natasha is a car with anime girls on the side.
Yeah, so yeah, I found out recently. So the kanji used for it is the first kanji is itai, which means like pain, and then sha is from like densha or just like yeah, which basically just means car because it's the Chinese pronunciation of it. So it basically means painful car. So that's what Itachi means, which I just think is fucking funny. But
Painful
it's
car.
basically it means painful car. But
Just some
it's just
grandma
with like a
walking out.
rap.
Your car is causing me
Yeah, I mean,
physical pain.
Yeah, well, no, it's more like cringe, I guess.
No, I
But
get the
I like it.
idea.
I
It's
think
funny.
I think Itashi's cool. I mean, I like art on basically anything that isn't like traditionally a canvas, and especially for something like cars, I think it's interesting to see how people make use of the space and of the shape, and like creatively. Like there's some people have stuff where it sort of like moves based on like car doors or like a boot or there's those car like those cars that have like the headlights where they come up from the bonnet,
Yeah.
like
The
yeah, some
goofy
people
fucking
use
nerd
those.
cars.
Yeah, like
Goofy
I think it's
nerd.
just cool to see how people use the unique and interesting shape to be creative with their
I'd
art.
get Natasha if Natasha. I'd get Natasha if I had the money and if I was Jonathan Dietz.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, if I ever do get my own car and I had the money to wrap it, I probably would. I mean,
Mm.
it's gonna cost a
What
couple grand, but
what would you
like,
get? What Natasha would you get?
I don't. I mean, obviously, I don't
What's
know
the
what car
car and
I
what's
would
the
get.
wrap?
I don't know. I mean, saying I guess can't even say what the rep is, but I can say like what character. I guess is probably a good start. I'd probably just get like a. I think for a car, I'd probably just go for something like really like kind of like maybe just like like a simple like sedan or something like low key.
Hmm.
Um, so that I do have like quite a flat bonnet, and then I do have plenty of stuff on the side, but not too much on the back. Um, I don't know what character I would get though. I mean, yeah, I don't know, because I mean, would I go for something that, like I'm personally interested in, or would I go for something that I'm interested in, but like it's like more popular? Like, would I go for something like Ray from Evangelion, or would I do something like Ganyu or something? I don't know.
I was thinking of Hu Tao, but I'm like, would I want to have Genshin characters on my car? Because the thing about an anime is an anime is forever good, but Genshin is, you know, what if in 2 years they add the racist Jigaboo character and it's cancelled or something?
Well, I mean, they have been receiving a bit of backlash for the Netland trailer because there's only like a single character who Twitter thinks is dark-skinned enough. Because, you know, they're all like, they're more like tanned, like white tanned, and people are very upset about that. But, you know, that we're not going to talk about that. But, you know, yeah, I do agree with you. Like I don't know if because they're, like, you can remove them, you know, obviously, like, quite easily, but, well, not easily, but, you know, if I do get something like a Genshin character, and then Genshin, you know, goes down the shithole, you know, and then I do want to get another wrap, that's another, you know, however many thousands of dollars. So I feel like you have to choose a character that you really like, that you will know that you will like in the foreseeable future, rather than something you just like at the moment.
Yeah. I feel like you already know what my character would be. I feel like you can use your brain and go through my mental image and think about what could I possibly want on a strange item
like Umaru or something?
that I keep around my house. What would be
Nezuko?
a character that yes, Nezuko. Of course I would have Nezuko on a car.
I had a Goku. I'd have
Goku car.
I'd have Goku.
That would go hard, man. No, people would love the Goku car.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, most Itasha are usually women, usually like VTubers and stuff. I could just have fucking Goku on my car.
Goku.
Holy shit, yeah, that would go hard.
You pull
like
up
some
the bonnet
Dokana or something.
it'd be you pull up the bonnet and there's Gok in it.
Yeah, yeah, I'd do some funny word stuff.
Gok. No, you know Gok from fucking image search. GIF image search.
I don't think so. No.
Don't search Gok. It's one of those ones. Don't search Gok on Imgur. Worst mistake I ever made. And it's fucking Goku with his feet out.
Okay. No, yeah.
That's what happens when you search Gok.
Well, I could have that on like the inside of the bonnet, so once you open it up, you just see Gok.
That's what I was saying. You just open it up and you just see Gok.
Okay, you mean like words, like it'd say Goku, and you could like, you know, open like a door or something, and it'd say like cock or something.
Cock. It's me, Goku.
Hey, it's me, Goku.
I got the cock car. The cock car.
Yeah, I mean, because some people do it on like, some people get like vans just to do that, and then they have like giant stereo systems in the back, and then they have their seats like with like special like fur or like, you know, coverings with like the characters, and then they get like, so I don't understand like how, because I mean, you watch like a video of like the big meetup in Japan, and people have like like a shit ton of like plushies and stuff like dangling down from like their windshield and stuff. It's like, how do you drive this car? Like,
how do you see?
Like obviously, obviously, like when they are driving, they probably take the stuff down, but like there's still so much shit around you. Like, how, like, is it safe?
It's animated.
Is this safe? And some people like mod their cars so like, I guess horrendously. Not that it's a bad thing, but they're so, like they'll be really like low riders, but it's not legal, so they have to put it on trailers when they take it to like meetups and stuff, which I just think is funny.
This car, if I could drive it, I totally would. I can't though, it's illegal.
Yeah.
Not legal. Bro. No, yeah,
I would because I think the meetup last year, there was one where it's just like it looks like a car's like no clipped into the ground, where it's just like you can just see the bonnet and then like the, I guess, the cabin, but like it's a functioning car, but it's obviously not legal to drive. But you know, it looks like it's like no clipping into the ground.
I think I've seen a no clip car before. I think those ones are pretty funny.
Yeah, they are.
It's like, fuck, I'm stuck in the ground.
I'm stuck.
Stuck, my car broke. Hey, you know, it's a good segue. On the note of anime and manga, you know what anime or manga has technically has ended? My Hero Academia. I feel like it would be a disservice for us to not talk about. Yeah, I read it. I'm done. I'm donezo.
I probably need to reread everything.
Can I just say this though?
I'm just
Can I say
being-
this shit? What the
Yeah.
fuck is up with the final boss turning into a baby? What is this weird ass fucking
that's
trend?
another thing. When I saw that, I'm like, you know the fucking nickel meme? It's happened twice now. It's happened twice now. It's happened
What?
twice. I
What?
don't understand. Why are they buying the babies? Why are they? Oh yeah, I guess spoilers by the way. Why are they babies?
Two of the most
What?
popular manga of all time, My Hero Academia and Demon Slayer, both ended with their bosses at some point turning into babies as a form of self-defense. What is going on?
Listen, obviously, we're missing something. Obviously, babies are the ultimate life form, and they just have so much like defense. I mean, look, two of the greatest minds and villains have done it. So
There's got to be some sort of demon cult they signed up to. With one of the stipulations is your final boss must turn to a baby once he's about to die. What the?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe there's like for like because they're both published in Shonen Jump. Maybe you have to do that. Maybe that's part of the contract.
So they both have the
If
same
your
editor.
series ends.
And he
Yeah,
went up
yeah,
to them and
the
was like,
editor's
I've got a
the
great
editor's
idea.
like, all right, I have an idea. What if he turns himself into a baby?
Think about it, right? Exactly. Exactly. Just says nothing else. You should do it. Come on, it'd be great.
Dude, like, look, Demon Slayer did it, so you can do it, dude.
They would love it. They would love it.
It'd be so like, what? What is he doing? You know, like think about the
They'd be
reader's
so-
reaction. They'd want to read further.
They've never seen this before. Except for Demon Slayer. But aside of that, they've never seen this before. You're famous for thinking outside the box, man. This is outside of the box. No, it's so fucking like I don't know. My brain. At least okay. Look, I'll give My Hero this. At least the boss fight didn't like completely end on him turning into a baby. At least there was more after that. Like you can say
Yeah.
that Demon Slayer's ending there was more after the baby, but kind of. But
Okay, I mean, Demon Slayer's ending is one of those weird, like really ambiguous, like endings. I don't know if I like endings like that.
but like yeah, like at least the final ending of My Hero was actually also I want to give it this. I think that the trope of like we'll let the villain like we'll let them redeem themselves, you know, everyone's redeemable. Usually I think that is a kind of annoying trope and kind of annoying payoff, but in this instance I think that it is kind of earned. I think that they played it off really well. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially if you read something like have you read have you read Vigilantes, the My Hero like spin-off as well?
I have not read that one, sorry.
I don't know if it's finished. I have not read it for like 2 or 3 years, but like a lot that along with the main story is like I like because there's a lot of like world building stuff you get for other characters as well, which sort of like I remember watching fucking theory videos and shit about this. Like it is like fun. All right, it was fun. Like actually sort of. So I do think it is sort of like it works here, but at the same time it's like we just see a lot of like sympathetic villains recently
Yeah.
like the past like 10, 20 years. So I mean I'd almost prefer to just have a pure evil villain again.
Dude, you're the one who didn't listen to the Kendrick beef. Don't you know? He just hated Drake so much. No, that's just what came to mind. No, it's, to be fair, I do kind of miss like the Dio style. He just fucking hates him, man. He just hates him.
Yeah, dude, I don't understand. Okay, yeah, the Dio is like Jonathan did fucking literally nothing. Dio like immediately went like I fucking hate you. Now let me punch you and kick your dog and then burn him alive. Like I don't understand. Dio is pure evil. He literally unprovoked.
Just like that, yeah, just fucking hater, like an absolute fucking hater. Complex villains are nice, but I miss haters, man. I just miss haters.
Yeah, they're always fun.
They're always funny. You either need a great explanation or no explanation at all. That's what we work with. So, but I'd like to say this. I think with the ending of My Hero Academia, I think I can quite easily say that. Although I've had my twists and my turns, I'd like to say that My Hero Academia is one of my favorite anime of all time. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah, I think for me personally, I've been reading it week to week for the past like 4 years. So I will say I don't really remember everything, so I will have to reread it. But I do think it is actually quite a good series, and especially if you do read the manga, the art is fucking phenomenal, and I'm
Hmm.
actually cannot believe that he did this for so like 10 years straight, basically,
Yeah,
having his art be that high quality. I mean,
it's like
obviously he
that.
does have
Yeah.
a team. It's not just him
Hmm.
doing the art, but him obviously he would have to still do corrections and stuff. But I think it's just impeccable.
When I say it's my favorite anime, I mean it's my favorite anime, but also I read most of it in the manga because honestly, I don't really enjoy like the pacing of the anime. But the story, like outside of the pacing of the anime, is one of my favorite. Okay, I like it's whatever. Shut the fuck up. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's
So
good. Okay, we enjoyed it. Though, take this with like a big fucking crystal of salt. Like since I've not read it full I guess for ages, but I do feel like after for me personally where it did start to go downhill a little bit was at the fuck, what are they, class 1A versus 1B where Deku gets Black Whip or whatever the fuck it's called.
yeah,
That sort of was like a from then on this for me it just felt like it just went on a downhill because at this point not only would we see Deku get multiple quirks that can just be an answer that my fear was that he just oh no, how do I beat them? Oh wow, would you look at this convenient exact a quirk that I just exactly need for the situation that just has just suddenly appeared. Like it just felt like he would always have an answer for everything. Like especially with something like float, like Black Whip, like fucking danger sense. He was just like how can you beat this guy? Like
I mean,
I just didn't
man,
enjoy that.
listen, he's just Spider Man though.
Yeah,
He's
he literally was. Also, it did kind of like. I mean, this was a theory that the second and third users were Bakugo and like Kirishima from like the future, and then Eri would like somehow figure out how to time travel with her quirk stuff, but obviously it wasn't, and they just
that
had
would have
like
been
lame
cool.
quirks.
That would
Yeah,
have been cool. Yeah, that's an interesting theory. It would have been nice to see that.
because
I don't
I
know
mean
how
they
that would
look
have
alike. They
worked,
just
but
look like older versions of them, but they're not. It's just two random dudes.
mm. I feel like this is sort of a hot take. I think All Might should have died.
Yeah, I do feel like I do understand that Nightwing's sort of quirk, can see the future, but it can be changed. I do still feel like he should have, because he had like the mech suit and stuff. I feel like
Yeah,
after that he should have just like that should have been he should have fought in the mech suit and then just fucking ate, he just should have died at that point. But
yeah,
I
no,
think I can see why they didn't, because then it'd be like, oh well, now Deku has to get a rage boost and go fucking full cowling 7,000,000% or whatever, which I don't think would be good.
I just think that All Might should have done one final big mode. You know, goes giant
Well,
and
no, I think at that point he hadn't even like he'd been completely like quirkless. I'm pretty
oh wait,
sure
he
at that
lost his
point.
quirk. I don't remember
Yeah.
that.
So when he handed it off to Deku, his quirk sort of like was just on a downwards trend, and then there were times where he could still access it. But I'm pretty sure by that point he had completely lost his quirk, and I don't know if
Oh
it was ever stated if his going buff mode was part of One For All, or if it
yeah,
was
that also
just
confused
something
me.
he could do.
Why doesn't Deku go buff?
Well, no, yeah, I mean,
Why?
I think that that's a theory with like full cowling. That's why he's got so much like electricity sparking out of him. Is that he like it's like the excess energy like leaving his body, whereas All Might could become buff somehow. It wasn't a quirk, but could just become buff, and that energy is like contained in his body.
This is a very
I think that.
Umaru Humoto situation where we don't know whether or not it's a
Yeah,
metaphor or whether or not it's physical.
well, no, I mean it must be physical because I mean when Deku first reacts to All
Yeah,
Might's normal scrawny form, he clearly has a reaction towards it.
but like, is it really that? Are they trying to make it more noticeable for the viewers, or is it like actually just look like
No,
that? You know, it's
I think it is. Well, no, also because when he's in his scrawny form, people don't recognize him as All Might. So
hmm.
I think it literally is just I think it is physical, and I think it's his way of accessing One for All's like, oh sorry, was it All for One? Whatever, One for All's like full
Mhm.
power, whereas Deku has his full cowling.
Yeah. I think my favorite part of My Hero, my favorite part of My Hero is the way that they made a completely new superhero world that I've never seen before, whilst also not in the middle of superhero fatigue, but because you know that obviously started before superhero fatigue was an idea, but like just like during or before superheroes became super big. So like even while superheroes are the most popular form of media right now, I still think that My Hero presented the best world I've ever seen in like superhero context, and some of the best superpowers, super characters I've ever seen. And like like when we look at other super worlds, when we look at like Marvel, when we look at like DC, they're very bare bones. We've got these guys who are the superheroes and everyone else is a normal world. When we look at like The Boys, for instance, which I've been watching quite a bit of, sort of that similar idea of like it kind of feels like only a couple people have superpowers and then it's a normal world. Whereas they presented a world where most people have superpowers and it's pretty simple, but I think they use it in a way more effective way than anywhere else I've ever seen. Like the world of My Hero has been presented in such a interesting way, which I think is what made people so annoyed when they didn't like actually use it properly and when they stayed in the school for so long, because people were like, there's this
Yeah.
amazing interesting world out there and we're kind of stuck in here.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I also there's also I think it's the third movie. Have you watched any of the movies, the My
I
Hero
don't think
movies?
so. I don't think
Okay,
so.
so I'm pretty sure it's the third one. I think the villain for that one actually is like really appropriate. So he I think he plans to make everyone quirkless, so he restores everyone to like the natural state or something. Like he's sort of like devolving humanity. Like I feel like that's like very believable. I feel like in a world where most of the population doesn't have quirks, someone like that would appear and would try to, enact his plan somehow. Like I feel like
Mm.
that's a very believable character and motives and villain or
Yeah,
whatever
they had some
for me.
great
So I
villains.
really enjoyed that.
They had some great villains. Shigarashi's backstory is really tragic, and it like actually makes sense to why it would make him a villain. What's his name? Fucking it was literally on my mind like a second ago. Funny man with the mask and no nose. He's noseless.
Mask and no
Uh,
nose.
Mask and no nose. He licks the blood, and it mobilizes
Oh,
them.
fuck. Stain. Hiroko
Stain.
Stain. Oh, he's so
Stain.
fucking cool, dude.
He is one of the
Oh,
best
he's
like
so good.
characters I've seen. One of the best villains I've seen. Like
Well, no, he's an
he makes a
anti-hero. He's
good
not even
point.
necessarily a villain.
Well, he was a villain for most of it, and then he became
Well,
an
no,
anti-hero.
I mean, no. He like his whole thing was that he was an anti-villain or anti-hero. And he, like his whole thing was, I'm killing fake heroes and stuff. But even when he was used later on, like he was still being an anti-hero, but he was, fighting
Mhm.
other villains.
Yeah, I he makes a good point. He makes a good point. In a world where there's all these people who get born with quirks, there's this innate discrimination against people who get born with strange or bad quirks, which is actually what the whole League of Villains is based off of. We got Toga, who was discriminated because of her quirk. We've got the Reptile Man,
Yeah.
who was discriminated because of his quirk, and we've got Shigarashi, who was discriminated because of his quirk. We got 3 for 3 right here. He makes a good point. Like,
Well, I think in fairness, Shigaraki's quirk kind of fucking. He could do nothing. He could
yeah.
literally, like, he could do absolutely nothing. So I feel like even if he wasn't discriminated of, his life would just be miserable.
Hmm. So yeah, it's like I think what works so well is it contrasts the way that the world is shown, because it seems, honestly, I think I like the art and like the actual look, like the actual physical look of the way that they make My Hero, like the way the buildings are like so tall and so angular but like feel grand and like inviting. I think it's a real nice contrast, and I think it feeds into like Japan. Like Japan feels like a very inviting country in general. I mean, not like in the sense that like they're so inviting to everyone for foreigners, but I think the country just looks. I'm finding a way to like. It doesn't look cold. It looks warm. That's the best way I can describe it. So like when you have these characters who are like discriminated, it contrasts the world in the way that we've been up till now. And when we see characters like Deku, who it's not like Deku got everything. He still had to work for his stuff, but we're like, what if he had been born with a bad quirk, I think that's
actually,
why the villains work so well.
Okay, that reminds me of two things. First of all, one theory that All For One was Deku's dad, and that he was basically going around having children with a bunch of women so that he could then steal the kid's quirk at birth to hopes of getting a good quirk. But also, Deku, even without a quirk, is like fucking like insanely strong. Like the stuff he was doing, like in the training, like to even handle One For All, was like he was doing superhuman stuff when he's like 14. Like Deku without a quirk, like he could fucking like do shit. Like it is like very impressive what he was able to do.
Like yeah, they have. Like, he's still a good character. I think a lot of people find Deku insufferable. I actually think he's a really good character. I really enjoyed my time with him, and Bakugo as well. A lot of people hate Bakugo, and I can see the reason behind them being like, why do they give so much sympathy to a bully? But I'm like, he's really only like the only thing that he really does, which is actually kind of fucked up, is the start where he like is actually bullying Deku. Like that shit did have me like, I don't know. But I feel like for the rest of it, he's just kind of an asshole. I don't like, he doesn't actually like do anything that's super out there, in my opinion, right? Give me your opinion on this.
Well, I mean, once again, I don't like basically from when I started reading week to week, the entire thing is just a blur. Like I do not remember like the fucking I don't remember what arc it is, but it felt like there were 2 arcs in the entire like 3 years, even though there's definitely more. Like because there was the war arc, there's My Villain Academia, there's the one with the hospital with all the Nomus, there's the fucking I guess
Mr.
the one
Float.
right now. Is there 4 arcs?
Wait, hold on. What, are we doing all the arcs in the series?
Yeah, okay, yeah, let's do all the arcs in the series because I do not remember. I do not remember.
So
Like it's such a blur to me.
There's the starting arc, so that's when he gets his powers and he meets All Might and all that shit,
Yeah,
right?
and then he
Or
does
would that
the
also
entrance exam.
Yeah, entrance exam? Does that also include when he's in the school? Or like when he actually gets enrolled?
I guess so, yeah. Yeah, so he's in the school. And then there's the tournament arc. Fuck, that was so good. That one was really good.
Yeah, I like the anime for it as well. Like they really who's that famous animator who like draws shit in blocks? Like he did an amazing job on that shit.
Oh, it is. I think it's. I guess there's a couple, but one. I don't know if he did it, but there's Naotoshi Shida. I don't know if it's he did it, but.
Well, whoever did because the lead animator on that, or the animation director on that, was amazing. That's why it came out so good. All the fight scenes. He just had such a good way to convey like power. That's one thing that I hate about a lot of other superhero media, is it doesn't really feel like, especially in like lower budget ones, it doesn't really feel like there's much power. But like the way they
Yeah,
were.
I really like it when like fights show scale, which is why I really enjoy like the One Punch Man manga where they actually do like get fucking thrown into like planets and stuff. Like I like that is cool. Like there's actual scale rather than it just being I
This
punch
fight.
you and then you just sort of go like "Ugh." Yeah. Like there's actual scale and you can see the power.
Yeah, I agree. Also, I like quirks, but no, we're gonna keep going. So there's the tournament arc.
Yeah.
What comes after that though? Is that like
I think it's the hero. I think it's the Stain one. I think it's when they get internships and stuff. I think I think that's next.
Yeah.
Then
they get internships.
Yeah.
And then I think after that it's Class A versus Class B.
No. There's the overall arc, but there's something before that. I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to think, what the fuck was season 3? Oh no, there was the camp one with where they first.
Oh,
okay, no. So it went. Yeah. So they first did. Yeah. So they had the entrance exam. They had the tournament arc, and I think they have the camp. Then they have the internships. Or no. Do they have the camp and the internships? I don't. Did Dick have full cowling while they were at the camp? I don't think so.
No, he
Yeah, because he has the fucking 1,000,000% against the guy who has like muscles and stuff. Yeah,
Bro
so it was the
not
camp.
using 1,000,000%.
Yeah, 1,000,000% would fucking wipe like. Yeah, no, that was not 1,000,000.
You were like 40 to 70%.
Yeah, so there was the camp. Then there was the internships. Then I think it was just the overall arc. No. There's the one. Wait. No. It was the camp. Then there was one where Bakugo got kidnapped, and that's where All Might has his last stand against One for All,
Yeah.
and then it's the internship. Then it's fucking the overall arc. Then it's class 1A versus 1B, and then from then it's just a blur to me. I'm gonna be honest.
Class A
I don't know
for
what's after that.
I believe so. During that fight, Shigarashi. No, hold up. So I think after that it goes into the ending because I don't remember much. Oh no, it was the class A versus class B, and then I think it's
Yeah.
the like the big tournament against the other schools, or is that where does that fit in?
Against other schools?
You
Oh
know,
wait,
like
yeah,
the
that.
the fist,
Wait.
the ear fist guy.
Holy shit! Wait, yeah, wait, no, that's before. That's before
Yeah,
class
that's
1A versus
before.
1B.
Dude, we're not gonna do this. We can't do this. We should
Yeah,
not
no,
remember.
we do know. I'm gonna reread all of it.
I
Alright, that's
give
what I'm
up.
gonna
I
do.
give up.
It's so much that they've packed in like 4 seasons. Holy shit.
I'd like
Yeah,
to say
we're
it
cooked.
it feels like the My Hero anime is what, like the My Hero anime to the My Hero manga is what the Demon Slayer manga is to Demon Slayer anime. I feel like the anime is like way better than the manga, but I feel like the manga is way better than the anime. What the fuck? Why did I make that? Okay, I think the manga is better than
No,
the
I
anime.
think I know what you mean. Like I think as a viewing experience, I think the anime is genuinely better because I mean I enjoy stuff a lot more a lot more with voice acting, with music, with animation. But obviously I do think that you should still experience the original story because you get to see the artists or the authors direct intent, and
Mm,
you get to see the panels and stuff,
yeah.
which is why I think it's good to read and watch both the anime and manga.
Now, I just have one final point because we are over 1 hour, but this one is
Yeah.
very important to me. This one, I have a big hatred towards superpowers and superheroes with superpowers because I was talking to you when I was complaining about Gen V and how shit it is. I was saying that the way they use their powers feels like it has an incredible lack of nuance and actual ability to use their powers. It felt more like they were using a Genshin skill rather than something that they
Yeah.
had complete control over with their body and that was inherent to like their fucking physiology. So
Yeah, like they figure one thing out and then they just only do that
yeah,
one thing.
I have kinetic blast, so I use it to blast away someone, and that is it. Don't think about anything else. That is it.
You're not gonna use it to for movement or flight or
Yeah.
anything. No, just bye bye.
No thought process. In saying that, My Hero has some of the best quirks, powers, and usage of powers, and showcasing how powers work and like how interesting powers can be and how to upgrade powers. And I know it's a meme. It's like a meme to show the fucking Lego brickhead kid, the kid with the fucking, you know what I'm talking about? The kid with the Lego
kid?
brickhead. There's a kid with a Lego
Don't think so.
brickhead in the fucking in one of the training arcs with the students. There's just a kid with a fucking Lego brickhead, and I think there's some other kid who's like a fucking fridge or something, or like a kitchen sink, or like I don't know. Like obviously,
What the fuck? I did
obviously
not remember this.
there are some weird fucking characters, but at least for the main cast, we see them use their quirks, their shit. Then they go to a training camp, and you're like, here's what you're gonna do: sit in this boiling hot water for 5 hours.
Yeah, I
Dude.
yeah, I no, yeah, I think I do agree. I think that sort of mini arc, that training arc, was actually really good as well because it sort of enabled them to actually like make new stuff without it sort of being not quite like a retcon. Like if they didn't have that and they just sort of used it in a fight, it could just be like without explanation. Like I think it is good that they actually showed that sort of training.
And the characters get better. The Mr. Fast man runs quick as in the last couple chapters. You know, he goes fucking Mach billion or something. I
Wait,
don't know.
Mr. Fast?
Mr. Fast.
Who?
Man with the jet engines in his fucking legs.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god, I fucking hated that when he like rips them out. Ah! He rips them. He rips the
And
changes out of
that's
his fucking
also
calves, dude.
that's fucking gross, but it shows, it's like showing that these characters live with their quirks and that they have specific things. Like the guy who Sugar, he's good at baking because he's always baking. And fucking the woman with the earphones, she uses her fucking earphones to listen to music, and she's into music. Like, that's a little bit of a trippy one, but you get what I'm saying. These characters feel like they've lived with their quirks their entire lives because they have. Because they like, I don't know. Who's the guy who wrote this game? What's his name again? Sorry.
Wait, who? What?
Man who wrote My Hero, made it, you know, Mr.
Horikoshi. I don't remember his first name.
Horikoshi, good job. You've obviously planned out this entire manga and have, what's that word I use? Fucking clockwork precision, I don't know. You did a good job. I'm liking how much this was planned out and how every step feels intentional. Now, what were you saying?
Yeah, I also do like how he sort of makes stuff be like believable. Like I like that for Bakugo, it just seems to saying, oh, he has explosions out of his hand. It's no, he sweats nitroglycerin and then can make sparks from his hand. The sparks from his hand, you know, that's just sort of weird. But you know, like but like there's actual like explanations for how their quirks work, which I like how Momo needs food and like actual like calories and stuff to make items and, you know, shit from her body. Like I like that. I like there's an extra explanation. It's not just it just happens.
She's not just plot convenience. There's a reason for it.
Yeah.
That is why, yeah. So, in conclusion, what I give the I don't do out of 10 scores, but what I give the My Hero manga is, although there are some flaws in its making, and there are some arcs and chapters that are boring, overall the experience is one that I really enjoyed, will continue to enjoy, and has led me throughout most of my anime sort of adventures. And I feel like a lot of people overstate how bad it is. If you're interested in it, give it a check out. Read the manga, watch the anime, whatever you want to do. Both are good. I think it deserves one of the top spots in the shonen genre, in my opinion.
It has the kitkast seal of approval.
Kitkast seal of approval. We actually have some pretty good fucking taste on this podcast. I feel like people would respect our recommendations.
Yeah, well, I think we are quite fair and stuff. We don't really just go, oh, it's shit, and then we never try it. We actually do.
It's shit, bro.
Yeah.
We're not haters, okay? And I feel like the only, I'm fucking too positive sometimes. I only tend to really hate shit when it really gets on my nerves for personal reasons, like Drake. But aside from that, you know, it's not a big deal. I'll always be a Drake hater, you know. That's just my lingo. Drake hate, more like hating everyone ever. Okay, I think we're at 112. 1 hour 12 minutes.
Okay.
I think we're good. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching this episode of Kitkast. Sorry, Jebster wasn't here, but you know how things go. You know how it is. We don't always have the ability to fuck you. All right, goodbye.